Hey, what's up, guys? This is Team Hard Life Captain Albert Sartuccia here, and I spooled up these lever drag Abu Garcias, but I also had made a special note that I was going to have to go back in and sand these little nipples that he had from a crossbar that he actually cut off because he didn't need it. You know, he wanted to improve his line capacity on the reel, so he cut them off. But it left real sharp, jagged edges, and I was like, well, you know what? Since we're doing all of this, let's take the reel apart, sand down those edges and put a little coating on it so that way when it casts out he doesn't fray up his braid. So I'll show you what I'm looking at.
Gotta bite. I think I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I gotta learn. I'ma call the whole team.
Alright, so right here you can see this edge. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There you go. This edge right here. Well, you can kind of see it catching my finger right there. Well, that is all the way around. It's a very sharp edge. And it's also on this side nut that's on this side. And you can see from when he cut it, you know, it's a real sharp edge right here on this edge. So what I want to do is I want to cut it or pull them out and cut that off. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly sand it so that way it can not cause any more damage while he's casting out. So let's get that done real quick. Alright, that's one. What I've done is I've sanded on the berm, and so even now you can see how my finger kind of slides right over it on all the sides of it as I was rotating it. And that's one side, here's the other. And what I wanted to do too, I wanted to put a coating of something like some glue, and I was going to use my Gorilla Glue and just put a real light coat just so it gives it kind of a soft bumper. But these are brass parts, so I don't think it's really going to do it any good, but we'll do it either way. Like I said, I'm just coating the edge right there, a real light coat. Don't need nothing heavy. Let it dry and I'll work on the other one real quick. Got fat fingers, guys. Either way, it's on there. Go ahead and get on the second one. Well, we got these two out, and like I said, you can see the burrs on them pretty. Yeah, you can see the burr on it right there, and it just catches. So I need to do them both real quick. Alright, so here's the second set, and you can actually, even in the video, you can see that little angle that I put on it from sanding it down real quick on both sides. And still, the little rough edge there. Let me see if I can take some sandpaper, and this is some 150 grit, just so I can make sure there's no small minor burrs on it. go. Let's get them back together real quick. Oh, might want to try the right side of the rail. One thing, and open the rails too, I hate touching the line because I know I've got some kind of grease or something on it too. You know what crosses my mind when these guys were building these reels however many decades ago? Were they thinking, man, I'm building a reel that X amount of decades from now somebody else is going to be, working on it or whatever?
Yeah, I always think about that too. That's why I like buying like the rare styles, because you can't buy them anymore just straight from the store. You never know what all they went through and everything like that.
Yeah.
A little piece of history.
All right, so right here we are discovering that the outer screws were warped out, they're cracked, and so basically what I am gonna have to do is put it on the sander just to get the outer edge small enough so it can fit back into the hole, because the inside of the housing on these Alba Garcias is a plastic. What condition the screws are in, and a lot of times these outer screws like this, they're designed so that way they have a rubber gasket so they don't come out. But at the same time too, you don't know until you start disassembling if you haven't done these reels prior. And as for me, I'm learning. Since it's such a thin wall. I don't work on reels. I'm sorry, it's just not my thing. But because this was a very unique situation, I decided to look into it, and with his input, we were able to get the reels apart and put back together. And here you go. Inner case. With that inner case, I didn't want to shove these screws back in too hard because I didn't want to crack anything inside, because obviously it would be near to impossible to get it replaced. Even though they're still made, it would be a pain in the butt for all my customers. So by me putting it on the sander, I was able to thin out that wall that was mushroomed out and get it back in and put together for them, because like I said, when you take these reels apart, you don't know So, all right, guys. Well, I've got them together, and I love it now because, like I said, I kind of noticed that when I was pulling the reel. Oop, the line's not in there. No, don't want it in there. Okay, so now as it comes off, it won't have any chance of getting cut off from here and stuff. So I like that a lot better on both reels. I got it done. So, yep. Now he's gonna go and do some more upgrades or go fishing, something. But we better get a report.